Let's do it. The Rush gets rolling with one of the most exciting games we've seen all season. Oceanside led Massapequa by 7 after 3 quarters, but the Chiefs scored 3 straight touchdowns. Terrence Gallivan. You see those stiff arms? You see those moves? 50 yards later, tied at 21. Then he scored again. And then he scored again. Give me more daylight. Give me more running and give me another touchdown. Even longer. 62-yard run. The Chiefs led 33-21. He had 4 touchdowns in the game. So now the Sailors have to rally. About 2.5 to play. Charlie McKee hits Thomas Flavin. The screen pass, and he's going to do the rest. The lead was down to 5. And for more drama after that, we got you. Oceanside gets the ball back. Final minute of the game. The Chiefs end it with the interception. Everybody's going crazy. Except it was called back due to pass interference. So new life for the Sailors. One more time for McKee. Rolling out for the win. No time left. And it's Thomas Schmidt with the touchdown as time runs out. We told you this was a good one. Oceanside wins it 34-33.
I flushed out left. I just saw my 2 best receivers in the 1-8 and 22s over there. I closed my eyes. I kind of just threw it up, to be honest. And I got hit after the play, actually. So I hit the floor, and all I heard was screaming. I looked up, people pouring the field. It was amazing.
I just tried to get over there, give him a chance, because he's an amazing quarterback. He's going to get that thing out there. And it went right into my hands. What a ball.
I love that line. All I heard was everybody screaming. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Maher, and welcome to the News 12 Long Island Sports Rush. You want more highlights like that? We got plenty of them for you. And we'll also discuss the biggest story of the week, the suspension of Plainedge coach Rob Shaver. But before we get to that, let's bring in the Sports Rush producer, Andrew Rappaport. Sitting on my left, but he's my right-hand man every week. Pretty wild weekend. Last one to end the regular season. I hope a game like that sets the tone for the playoffs in both Nassau and Suffolk.
And I'll give us a little plug. I love that, in fact, that it was Oceanside that did that, because remember, we spent time with them in training
and the
camp.
preseason, they opened up camp to us.
Yeah, had that fun few weeks with them. So to see them from that, to see them win the regular season finale like that, that was something special. And that's 2 good teams, Oceanside and Massapequa, both.
It's a great rivalry.
Great rivalry, both, beginning in the playoffs. And it's just, when you get a week in 8 like that, that's a lot of momentum. That's a lot. A win like that can do a lot for you. So, they lost to Freeport early in the season. Maybe they'll see Freeport again.
Maybe.
And, hey, maybe a win like that gives them a little bit more belief in themselves.
And great job by Charlie McKee to throw that pass right where our camera was. So we always appreciate that.
Yeah, I actually told
it's perfect.
Cameraman Anthony, as we call him, I said, man, you could not have been in a better spot.
Best spot.
If you were off to the side of the end zone, if you were on the other, that wouldn't have looked as good. He threw it right at you. So thanks, guys. Thanks
got the rollout, got the guy, got the celebration. Also, and I point this out on Twitter, the 2 kids in the Oceanside video that stopped the celebration and helped the Massapequa kid up.
That was a great show of sportsmanship. And that is what high school football should be about.
Yes.
Not some of the other nonsense that we have to deal with, but that was great.
All right, no nonsense coming up because we got some great highlights for you. Let's get it rolling. We're going to start out in Suffolk County right now. West Hampton looking for its 7th win of the year. Islip thinking, this could be an upset. 3rd quarter, Buccaneers up 10. Let's make it 17. Patrick Maher going for a 43-yard connection. Hit the upset alert button because Islip was running away with this one. And the Hurricanes had won 5 in a row, but hang on, in the 3rd, Paul Boughton from 29 out. That gave West Hampton the momentum they needed. And the Hurricanes have those Alfano St. John brothers, and they put on a show. First it was Jaden, 3 touchdowns in the game, 2 of them in the final quarter. That one gave the Canes their first lead of the game. They scored 20 points in the 4th quarter. West Hampton comes from behind. Whoa, this one was a little bit closer than they thought it was going to be. Final score was 34-24. So the Hurricanes are now 7-1 this season. They get Hauppauge next Friday in the first round of the playoffs. And 2 of their stars will join us in studio a little bit later on in the show.
I think they finally caught their breath after that big comeback win. So
I think so. And they only have 1 loss, and that was to Sayville. right? And that was a great game, went to overtime. You're kind of thinking, well, boy, you're speaking of two teams you'd like to see meet again, Sayville, West Hampton. I'd sign up for that again.
Yeah, that'll be a good game. Division 3 in Suffolk is fun this year. Don't count out East Islip. Don't count out Hills West, the defending champs.
All those teams can win.
It's a lot of fun, and I've said it all season long. It's fun when you really don't know who's going to win, because there are other conferences and divisions where you pretty much know who's going to win. You know, the big schools are pretty lopsided, but it is fun.
And Division 2 and Division 3 are great. They're wide open.
It is fun when it's wide open, and it's going to come down to that final game.
Yep. All right, now we have to turn our attention to the island's biggest football story of the week. Plainedge coach Rob Shaver being suspended for one game for violating Nassau County's rule aimed at eliminating blowouts. It's a 3-year-old rule, right, Rep?
Yeah.
This was in a battle of first-place teams, and Shaver's team won by 48 points. The rule is, if your team wins by 42 points, you have to go in front of a committee formed by Nassau County officials and explain why you did that.
Right.
Why did you turn this game into a blowout?
Right.
Coaches have gone before this committee before. This was the first time any coach was suspended.
Yeah. Here's my issue with it.
Go.
They took a rule similar they had in Connecticut, which Connecticut no longer has it. And we have the video of the game where they beat Southside.
Here you go.
Here it is. And it was a battle of two undefeated teams. So, yeah, they won by a lot, and the score looked lopsided, sure. But you know what? This was two very good football teams, and this was two teams fighting for first place. And I've spoken to many people who were at this game, and everybody seems to tell me they were not running up the score. It just happened.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, Coach Shaver took out his starters. They weren't throwing the ball. They weren't, going for 2-point conversions. They were doing what they had to do with backups in the game. So yes, the score was lopsided, but it wasn't a blowout where they were abusing the rule.
And again, this comes down to the day and age we live in, where sometimes you got to teach kids to take one on the chin, right? Life isn't fair. And I understand what this is trying to do, because there is many teams in Nassau County that wouldn't be able to compete with Plainedge. Southside, we thought going in, would give them a game.
Sure.
Okay, it turns out they didn't. But this is a coach that's been a coach for a long time, has a great reputation. Every article you read about this, because again, this was in the New York Times, Yahoo, Bleacher Report, it went crazy. Newsday had the first article about it. We have to give them credit, but every coach from the Russ Sellens at Freeport to just coaches in Suffolk County saying, listen, this is a good coach. And if you look at the scores of Plainedge, he's won by 42 and 42. He knows when to cut it off, right? But he said, listen, this is a game that I think we have to maybe get a little bit more, because this team can come back.
And here's the other thing, so now you bring in your second and third stringers.
And what are you supposed to do?
These second and third stringers have to be ready at a moment's notice to play football, because one injury and they're the ones playing. So they can't just come in and kneel the ball. They can't just come in and throw interceptions, So then what happened, what you got on Saturday, where they didn't want to run up the score, they didn't have the coach, and we have that video too.
They're playing Lynbrook now. We have to set this up.
And on first down, they punt the ball.
Right.
You're thinking, what? They punt the ball on first down? Well, they didn't want to break the rule again. So now it's almost a slap in the face to everybody, involved in this, because they're punting on first. You can't punt the ball on first down. But they had to.
Right.
Because what are you supposed to do? And how are the second and third string kids supposed to learn any lessons on how to play the game if they can't play the game?
Or if you're a second string or third string kid and you go in the game and the coach goes, go in the game and punt the ball away. Well, sign me up. Let's play some more football.
Yeah.
This is great. This is what I signed up for. You're supposed to teach everybody, right?
Yeah.
Teach them how to play, and you have to trust the coaches. These guys all know each other. There's not a single coach we talk to that wants to go out there and embarrass an opposing coach or an opposing team of players.
Correct.
Trust them. Trust them. And it backfired. It completely backfired on them in Nassau County.
They're taking a lot of heat for it, and it is what it is. He's suspended, but he'll be back.
He'll be back on the sidelines this weekend for the playoffs. All right, let's go back to this weekend's action. Unbeaten William Floyd taking on Brentwood. Here we go. Cheerleaders doing their things late in the first quarter. Thomas Verga, boy, we've been showing this quarterback. I like him out there, William Floyd. He's flying under the radar.
Well, listen, you said to me last week on the show, I want to see Floyd. So here you go, Kevin.
Here we go. We got Floyd. Verga to Eddie Longo, and that's a 17-yard connection, a quick 7-0 Floyd lead. Later in the first, Colonials knocking on the door again. Tyshawn Lopez had 3 touchdowns. Floyd wins 34-7. They'll host Comac in the opening round of the playoffs. Hey, we also got a Facebook message from someone telling us, when are you going to go to Riverhead? Check them out. Well, here we go. We did it. Hi, cheerleaders, and hello, Albert Daniels. Number 19 on your screen. This guy's a heavyweight, apparently, when it comes to running the ball because he was great. That's a touchdown in the third to make it 21-7 Blue Wave. 189 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns for Daniels. Look at him plowing in there. Riverhead wins 37-14. They are a 6th seed and will visit Longwood next week. And that is a great turnaround for Riverhead. 2-6 a year ago. They finished the regular season 6-2, and safe to say, nobody saw this coming in Riverhead.
No, because they were voted a preseason 12 seed, which means last, which means there were no playoff expectations, which means no one thought they were going to win 6 games. So great job by them, and they proved to be, after moving up from Division 2 to Division 1, as good as they thought they would be. Shout out to Pat Med, too. They were predicted to be the 11th seed, and
they're having a good season.
The playoffs. So good job by 2 bottom teams to make the playoffs.
Speaking of the playoffs, it takes 3 wins to get to a county championship. Can the guys at West Hampton Beach get back to the title game? We'll talk with 2 of their senior stars coming up next. Well, the West Hampton Beach Hurricanes almost got a scare from Islip this weekend, but thanks to a rally and 24th quarter points, the winning streak goes to 6 in a row, and they go into the playoffs with a lot of momentum. Now it's time to hit the reset button, though, as the Hurricanes prepare for the playoffs. Jaden, Alfano St. John, and Shavar Coffey will help lead the charge for the Hurricanes. You guys excited?
Of course we're excited.
Now, we should mention, Jaden just told us he takes a broadcasting class in high school from Mrs. Met. Miss Met?
Mrs. Met, yeah.
You ready? She's going to be watching that. He does well. We get an A. Yeah. Deal? Yep. Deal? Mrs. Met.
Well, he might be out for our job, though, one day, so.
Yeah, don't do too well. Don't do too well. We don't want to do that. Listen, what I love about West Hampton is that you guys have created this culture there of winning Long Island championships, going to the counties. What's it like in West Hampton when it comes to football?
We know what it tastes like to win a Long Island championship, and we know the road, like what we always say, and we just follow what we have to do the game plan, and we're ready. We practice hard every week, and we just follow what our coaches tell us.
We mentioned the Long Island Championship. That was a couple of years ago. You guys were sophomores. You were part of that team. Does it sort of feel like that kind of season again this year?
I'm getting the jitters. I'm getting the little goosebumps because I do feel it again. I'm with a group of hardworking kids, and they love to play football. And the big goal is to get that LSU ring. And that's what we're hoping for right now.
And here we go. Here's some video of that championship. You guys were sophomores. You mentioned the rings. When's the last time you wore the ring? Do you ever wear it to school and be like, hello, teacher?
I don't wear my ring that much. I got to keep it shiny. I got to keep it in the case. No dust on there, nothing.
The last time we wore it was at the Newsday Awards, so we'll hopefully break that out when we get back there.
Okay.
You guys were young. You guys were sophomores, and now you're the leaders of the team. Right. But how much do you hunger to get back there from that taste that you got, when you guys were sophomores?
When we were sophomores, we were part of the team, but it really wasn't like our team. But now it's like our team, so we got to be like the ones to really show the guys like what it takes to get there and win, and it's just gonna have to come together.
And great senior leadership on that team, so I'm sure they taught you a lot about the West Hampton ways.
Yeah, well, we know how to handle the pressure, and we watched how they handle the pressure and how they, were clutch in big moments and made big plays, and we want to follow in their footsteps. So. And
we have to give a shout out to Coach Schlomloffel. I don't know how to spell his last name. I just know how to spell his most difficult last name. But he's all over Twitter, and we have some of his tweets. What's it like having a coach that just this is today, this is this morning of just game planning for the playoffs. There's you two guys, because you have like a multimedia guy out there, West Hampton Beach. What's it like having a coach that just is all over Twitter?
He's big, he's got a beard, but I don't think he's old. I feel like he's born this generation because he knows everything, the ins and outs of Twitter, Instagram. He's all over.
He loves Snapchat. Does he Snapchat?
No.
I was gonna say, because he Snapchats. My mind is blown. My mind is blown. Yeah. But it's cool because it really gets the word out about all the good stuff you guys are doing.
It gives us exposure, and college coaches see it, and other coaches see it, and they get to hear what West Hampton's doing, and who's doing it. So.
Is there more of a sense of pride now in town because of what you guys are still accomplishing? Listen, after you lost Dylan, and then after you lost Liam, everyone said, okay, maybe not, but you guys are still doing it.
It's like you said before, it's like a football community, and like Coach Sham with the exposure and stuff on Instagram and Twitter like that, like the little kids, they see it and they come up to us. They look at us as like stars, like real NFL players and stuff like that. So it feels really good. It really does.
And a big shout out to their public address announcer at the football games.
Drew.
Great Drew Scott.
Our buddy Drew Scott.
He's awesome.
You know, probably the best guy in the business. And he makes the games really fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of fun, I saw one thing on Coach Schaum's Twitter because I just love it so much. Senior teacher jersey swap day, and there you are. Who's your teacher, and how cool is this that the seniors get to do this?
That's Mr. McDermott. He's going to be our varsity basketball coach this year, and he's been a huge mentor to me, and he's been helping me out through a lot of stuff, so he's awesome.
When you present the jersey, do you go, like do you hold it up? Is there a big ceremony or something?
I just gave him a high five. I'm like, Mr. McDermott, bro, you're wearing my jersey. He said, awesome. So.
Like Rudy, I want you to wear my jersey. I want everybody to dress in my place.
Real quick, we talked about it before, but no secret, you guys have won 2 Hanson Award winners in a row. Have you thought about possibly, because your name is out there as possibly getting it?
I mean, I've thought about it, but obviously, like, our team goal comes first, and that's the LIC. And if I do get that, that's awesome. And that's the community, that goes out to the community coaches and my Coach Cole, who's been training me since in the mornings before school, and everybody that's helped me. But we want to win the LIC first, and if that comes, that comes.
And you make him keep his head straight, right? Team first.
Of course.
Smack him upside the head in case he doesn't. Hey guys, listen. Go do well in the playoffs, okay?
Thank
you win a championship, we bring you back here, and you can do more broadcasting.
All right.
Sounds good. Good job, guys.
All right, so it's also been a big week at Long Island Lutheran High School in 2 sports. Now, the Crusaders are best known for basketball, and a few days ago, one of their best players made his college pick. That's Andre Curbelo ending the suspense, picking the University of Illinois over Miami. He's a top 10 point guard in the nation. After the pick, Andrew had the chance to talk with him.
All right, decision day is over with. You can breathe again. How much of a weight is this off your shoulders?
It's a lot, because, when I cut my list 5, pretty much Indiana, Oregon, Miami, and Illinois were the ones there, every day, coming here, calling me, texting me. People think that's a good thing, which it is, don't get me wrong, but it gets to a point where it's I just want to be done with this. But it's a long process, I bought into it. And it came down to be Illinois, and I'm really happy and really glad I made the decision.
So a lot of people say it's so great to be wanted, and I'm sure it is at all these schools, but at the same time, it has to be very stressful for you dealing with all this. Were there times you woke up in the middle of the night and you're like, I'm not sure what to do?
Yeah, it happened pretty much since I started getting recruited. So, when I cut my list to 5, that's when it started to get worse. Where should I go? What's gonna be the plan? People are thinking I should go here, people are thinking I should go there, but like I said, trusted the process, didn't really think about what people were saying, just focus on me, my family, our circle, and we focused in what we needed to focus on. And it came down to be Illinois once again.
You've been all over the world playing basketball. You've represented your country. You've represented your high school. You've done it all. Big Ten basketball, that's no joke. You'll be on TV a lot. You'll play some big, high-impact games. Are you ready for that pressure?
Yes, sir. I'm ready. I'm excited, looking forward to it, And I think that's why, that was one of the reasons I committed to the University of Illinois. Big Ten, people are strong, big. They probably, if not every team, at least, I think every team at least has a 7-footer, 6'11", 250 pounds, which in high school, you don't see that much. Obviously, I'll put up some pounds, but, got to keep working on other areas of my game, because Big Ten, like you say, is no joke. I'm excited. Can't wait for the season to start already. I'm not even there. I'm really excited, looking forward to it.
And show the rest of the country what Andre Curbelo is all about.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
The basketball team isn't the only championship team at Lehigh these days. How about the Crusaders winning the Metro Independent Football League championship? Nick Genova capped the 70-yard drive with this touchdown. Crusaders beat Hopkins from Connecticut. It's the first championship in Lehigh football history. Center Reach hosting Hills East in the second quarter. Matt Robert going to run in his second score of the game. Robert's a really good player. Keep an eye on him. They led 14-0. Also had some great special teams going on as they block the punt here. Cougars win 20-7. They will host Connecticut next week in the playoffs. Wantagh, Roosevelt. Riders came into Saturday's game, winners of 3 in a row. In the second quarter, Idris Carter around the outside and in. Roosevelt was only down by 5. Wantagh would answer, though. They got a great athlete in Nick Tereski. Plays multiple sports and plows his way in there from 6 yards out. The lead is 19-7, and it gets interesting here because the Riders look like they're about to cut into the lead again, but the Warriors come to play. Get that ball! Get that ball!
At the 1 yard line.
Oh, awesome job by Wantagh there, and Wantagh wins it 33-13. You talk about effort.
Yeah,
my man, that's effort right there.
I was actually standing right there, and there was a little conversation. Was it a fumble? And the Roosevelt guy said,
a fumble.
The guy said, no, he was over the plane. And I said the referees made a great call because it was not a touchdown. He did not break the plane.
You're like, get that ball! Get that ball!
Yeah, but they won't have to wait long for revenge. Next week, same 2 teams, first round of the playoffs.
And that play might come back.
Well, listen, it's really, really hard to beat a team 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
Twice in
absolutely.
a season, but 2 weeks in a row especially. So should be a fun game next week.
You don't just get to see us 2 weeks in a row. You can watch the show every week. Also on social media, as we say goodbye, a reminder, we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SportsRushN12. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll do it again next week.